I'm gonna show you part of my collection of orb stuff and a few things that are closely related. I don't have much time, so I'm gonna try to whiz through this as fast as I can. Got the original double CD version of Adventures, the ridiculous watered down single disc version they put out in the States, double CD of UF Orb, the live album, all the deluxe editions of all the regular albums, pamphlets. Try to get to some weird stuff here. This one you don't see very often. Obscure tracks. I think it was a promo only thing. A lot of the remixes from the Orblivion album around that time frame. You don't see this one very much anymore. Aubrey mixes, the Ultra World Excursions, got some really cool mixes on there. Both the original Peel sessions and the one they did later. This one's got a crazy Stooges cover on it. This is the texture CD that came with the VHS tape they put out about almost 20 years ago now. Wow. Here's a bunch of singles, older ones. This Little Fluffy Clouds, this one, Assassin, Oxbow Lakes, a bunch of Toxogens. The couple of different versions of Asylum. I got the other CD, both CDs that go in that box. We've got both of the double remix project CDs. Those are both really good. I know that there's some different versions of those as well. I'm still trying to track down. All three of the Orb sessions. These are quasi bootlegs. Well, they're just straight up bootlegs. But they're old. This came out a long time ago, and it still has a couple of tracks that I was never able to get on the original vinyl or anything. Anthology 2, another bootleg. This was the collaboration he did with Jack Dangers from Meat Beat Manifesto. Cool, comes in a cool little metal tin. This one's really hard to track down. This is the Fast Forward or FFWD album with Robert Fripp. This one, it's labeled the Juno Reactor CD, but really it's the guy from Juno Reactor. I think his name's Ben Watkins or something, and Alex doing an album together. Just super minimal ambient, no real beats or anything at all on it. There's a couple of like remix albums, not remix albums, but mix albums that Alex did. Back to Mine, you probably know this series. This one's really good. I don't see this one very often either. Kind of dubby stuff like the Ambient Dub series, a lot of tracks like that's on here. This was a double mix CD that he did with Darren Emerson that uses all tracks just from the Trans Europe Express series, so that one's kind of hit or miss. Here's a bunch of remix CDs or CDs from other artists where the Orb has a mix on. Tangerine Dream, Yellow Magic Orchestra, Mike Oldfield, Bill Laswell and Material. It's one of my favorites of all time. Satellite Serenade CD, System 7. These further down might be some that a lot of people don't realize there are mixes for. Killing Joke, it's crazy. It must be like 15-minute long remix on there. This is a really awesome one too. Cranberries. They even have Jetson samples on that song. It's pretty cool. Big Audio Dynamite. Yeah, who would have thunk it? I barely even remember that one. And this one is just an oddball, and I never hear anyone talk about this. I don't know anything about the band. It's not all that good. I guess they were not even a one-hit wonder. Doll's Head. I've got a few Sun Electric things here. And since Thomas Fellman is such a prominent person in the group now, I pretty much consider him an Orb member. All the regular older albums, which are pretty hard to track down. Thomas Fellman EP on Warp. I know I've got a couple other things around here somewhere. I'm sure I didn't find everything in my house, but I found a good bit of it. And the last CD is the compilation, the double compilation from the ill-fated Bad Orb label. I don't know how long that lasted, but I tried to grab them while I can. They seem to go away pretty quick. Here's a bunch of the 12 inches that I bought whenever the label was active. I'm not sure what each one is, but they all look like this. So they all came with like a certificate of authenticity. They only made exactly the number that people pre-ordered. So that was kind of cool. So if 57 people ordered them beforehand, that's how many they made. Sun Electric vinyl, super hard to get a hold of. This is really pretty clear vinyl. Sounds like crap, but it looks good. That same Thomas Fellman EP on vinyl. These are some more mixes by other artists, or other artists where the Orb remix. This is Gong. Really cool grid clear 12-inch. Yeah, front 242 mix. Who would ever have thought that? I don't. Another one I don't hear many people talk about, but yes, right there on the back, Dr. Alex Patterson. Another one, Prong. Yeah, let's remix and make an ambient version of a Prong song. Sounds awesome. Here's a bunch of just regular Orb 12 inches of their own songs. Perpetual Dawn. About 5 or 6 different versions of Little Fluffy Clouds. Each one of them slightly different. This was a more recent one where I think they got some guys from like maybe 98 or so to remix it yet again. Promo version of the Blue Room. I think it's got a mix that's not on anything else that's on here. Regular domestic or Blue Room. This one you don't see very often. It's really cool, like a turquoise kind of color. Promo for Assassin. It's basically the 2 tracks that are on the double CD of UF4 besides the long version of Blue Room. This one's really nice. There's a strings version on here of Oxbow Lakes that's really amazing. Compact 12-inch, some of their newer minimal kind of cool sounds. You don't see that very often. Perpetual Dawn picture disc. This one either. The Orb and Dub. Got some Towers of Dub and Perpetual Dawn mixes that are on there. And last but not least, just most of the original vinyls, the original double vinyl for Adventures, and one of the holy grails here, Still Seals UF Orb. This is, I think, the second to rarest one. The rarest one is the blue one, which has everything that's in here, plus I think the art prints. I think this has got everything except the art prints. They made so many different versions of it, it was hard to get one that had everything in it. But you barely ever see this up for sale, and when you do, it's probably several $100s. Pomfrets and promo version of however you say this album. People say it a different way. I always call it Terrarium, but I don't even know how you would pronounce ORBVES or whatever the hell the first word is. But that's most of my Orb stuff. I'm sure I missed a few things somewhere. Hope you enjoyed it.